Advisor, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to discuss a matter that it was a letter I'd gotten some time ago about this young man. He met this girl in Jamaica, but she's from overseas. She eventually filed for him, and he should be going up shortly to the United States to live with her. But what happened? He had some concerns. He had been hearing over the years some sad stories about men who marry foreign women, and when they go to the United States or Canada, Britain, wherever, they get treated very badly. And because of that bad treatment, they either leave and come back to their home country without getting their stay, or they would stay and put up with a lot of disrespect and abuse until their papers come through. Having heard those things, this guy, he is somewhat concerned. He's at a crossroads because his plan is that his thing is that he doesn't want any woman to do that to him when he goes there. He wants to be treated with respect. And he is asking me if there is any way, if any advice I could offer him in that respect, So, yes, I can. I won't go into the specific details of his case, but the only one thing I can say is that he wouldn't be getting married out here. He would be getting a type of visa that he goes up and he has about, I think it's 3 months or 6 months to get married and formalize his status there. So that's his situation. He is 28 and she is 31. So there's a slight bit of age difference, but I don't think that's much of a problem there. Anyway, here's my advice to him. Young man, what you have to understand is that what you put in is what you get out. You normally get out of a relationship the things you put in. Never forget that. Here's the situation. What I realize with most men who goes to the United States, get married and go up to the United States, whether or any other first world country, and go there to live. What seems to happen is that they go there with a certain mindset. They go there with a mindset. The first mindset they go there with is that the woman is going to pull a certain amount of weight, because during the initial stages of their relationship, they will be living in Jamaica. The woman will be sending some money and give them through Western Union to maybe take care of some of their bills, because she would understand that the majority of Jamaicans, don't really have it. And she being a partner, even though she's in the U.S., while she's in the U.S., she's going to be, occasionally helping out. Yes, she will help out. But you see, when they go to America, what they tend to do is to think that the woman is still responsible to take care of them. And therefore, they either don't get a proper job, don't do anything around the house, and don't really seek a career or certain advancement. In other words, they don't become a proper husband. And if you don't make up your mind to be a proper husband, then things are going to happen to you. The thing is, once you are a man who lives in Jamaica, and you are treated a certain way because she lives over there and she's trying to assist you, is a total different ball game from when you become a husband. And as a husband, you need to carry out husbandly duties. And the main husbandly duty is to take care of your wife. Now, if you're not taking care of your wife, then what do you expect from her? No woman is going to ever respect a man who is not taking care of her, no matter how much money she has. A man must be a man. And a man must prove himself not just by having a seed bag and wearing pants. He have to have expresses masculinity and take charge of the relationship by first looking after his woman. Your woman has to feel your presence, because if she doesn't feel your presence, she doesn't feel like she has a man, she feels like she has a boy. And if she has a boy, she's going to treat a boy like a boy. Right? So it's extremely important that the first thing a man does in a situation like yours is when you go there to seek a job. No matter how much money she has, it doesn't matter. Don't use her money. And let me tell you how urgent this is. Once you land in America today, go seek a job tomorrow. The next day you wake up, start job searching. Start, if you're in adverts, start putting out adverts. But first, you're going to go through the newspapers or online and seek work, walk the streets. In other words, it's best that your wife does not treat you, does not take up your responsibility for more than a matter of days, hopefully only a week, because it's easy to get a job in the United States as far as I'm concerned, as long as you're not picky. And let me say this, it's extremely important that you gain employment quickly, which means even if you go up there and you have a PhD in something, don't wait to get a job commensurate with your position, with your education. The important thing is to get a job, right? That means if even initially all you can get is some street sweeping or some lawn cutting or some bricklaying or block carrying, go out there and do it. Your woman would be so proud to see you going out in the mornings to earn a living and coming home with something. No matter how much, she wants to see you doing that. So that is extremely important. Right? Just get something done. No woman is going to respect a man that she's putting on the table, food on the table, and give him. She's not going to have any respect for you, and she'll treat you like dirt because you are not standing up as a man. Women respect men who can take charge of their household, take charge of their relationships, and that is the thing that most men, Jamaican men in particular, Caribbean men, find as a rude awakening when they enter the United States and they realize that this lady who was so chummy and so really wonderful, all of a sudden she is not as nice and chummy. It's because of you. You're not standing up as a man and you expect her to still carry a lot of your burdens. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that this happens in every single case, but you'll be surprised at the number. About 75% of cases, as far as I'm concerned, is based around that. Now, here is what you're going to do to ensure that it does happen, because it's not simply a question of just finding a job and taking in money, or finding a job and taking care of yourself. You've got to take care of her, and it has to be done in a specific way. You do not just have a woman and take home money, especially in the United States, and just leave it there. No, you need to feed your woman. Her food must be on you. No matter how much she earns, her food must be on you. Your job, this is your job, to first of all, just as how it's your job to protect her and guide her and show her respect and uplift her and encourage her, one of your job is to feed her, very importantly. And when I say feed her, I don't mean taking home the money and put it down on the dresser or on the table or hand it to her and say, okay, here, take care of the house. No, I'm not saying in some cases it won't work, and I'm not against that in and of itself. But in the case where you have to go to the United States and link with this lady and be her husband, there is a particular process in this case. And it's very important that you listen to this. Feeding your woman means, first of all, going to the supermarket, checking the cabinet, the kitchen cabinets, and checking the fridge and so on, and seeing what your house needs. You go out there as a man, you should have been good at shopping for groceries if you were ever a man in the first place. You go out and you get the things that your house needs. The food and groceries the house needs, you go out there and you buy them. And even if at first you don't drive, she can drive to the supermarket and you both fill the trolley, but you pay for the food, pay for the groceries. Go into your pocket and you pay for that grocery. Right? Now, once you come home and this woman knows that you have taken charge of the food, the general groceries in the house, trust me, you know how proud that woman will feel of you. You wouldn't understand. So that is a very important step in getting your woman to really appreciate you and respect you. She sees you're playing a specific and very positive role in her life by actually you are taking care of your house, not just coming in and put down money. And here's one of the reasons in this particular case where putting down the money is not necessarily the thing to do. In this particular case where you just go to the US, it's this. One, you put down money. She might take that money you put down and maybe do her hair. Or you put down the money, she may take it and do her nails or buy gas, maybe pay her car note or pay some other bills with it. And then when she gets her salary, she use her specific pay and do the grocery shopping. Now, that's not much help. There is a psychological factor in all this. Your woman must know that you feed her. It is specific. When she looks at you, she must see the man who is actually specifically whose money was spent on the food. In other words, your woman must always look at you. In this case, not in all cases, because I said there will be cases where you can just put down money and it goes, and that's all right. But in this particular case, where you go to the United States, feed your woman. Just be responsible for her food. And depends on your salary, it might not be everything you can buy. For example, you don't necessarily have to buy her slices of cake or maybe chocolate or yogurt or anything to, little things that is optional. Just get me basically, you can buy those if necessary, but get the main things, all the meats and cereals and milks and eggs and all the things that a house required and the cleaning implements and so on and so on. Get them, right? Now, that will go a far way, but there's something else which is extremely important. And this is the living environment. It has always been said that a man's home is his castle. And it is. You can't be a king and you don't have a castle. And that castle has to be your home. Now, nobody can own the king's castle. The king have to own his own castle. Right? So, therefore, living under a woman's roof, you are no king. Let me tell you that plain. You have opened yourself to any kind of disrespect Women are the psychological edge over a man if she knows that she can look at you at any time and say, listen, get out of my house. Get out of my house. Take out your things. When you have shares in that house, she can't put you out. Unless there's some really upheaval where the law has to get involved and so on, and it goes through a process, a legal process. But if she alone paying that rent or that mortgage, she can put you out on a whim. And even if she's not putting you out, the fact that there's a possibility that she could even use the place where you live, where you abode in, as a bargaining chip or to pull rank upon you, believe me, that is extreme. You can't allow that to happen. Therefore, when you go to the United States, when you move in with her, because of course that's what you'll have to do at first, try to find out when her the mortgage, they say, well, she is in a rented property. Normally in the US, you rent a place for 1 year. You pay a lease for 1 year, and after that year, you sign another year lease. I know that most of the United States, that's how it is. I don't know if it's different in some parts from other parts, but that's how I know it. Now, note when that lease is up. And if that lease is up, whenever that lease is going to be up, because it will be in a few months, because you would have gone up to see her sometime within that year where that lease is being run. Hopefully it's a 1 year lease. Anyway, if it's a lease, that lease would run for 1 year. And if that lease is as soon as that lease is up, if she's remaining in that house, then you have got to get your name on the lease. Yes, your name must be in that lease. Reason being, once your name is on that lease, you are a legal occupant of that residence. Therefore, she can't just come and put you out no matter how the snow high. No matter how in the summer, she cannot do it because you legally occupy that. You also you're a joint tenant. Right? So that's very, very important. So apart from feeding her, make sure that you pay the lease. And before the lease is up, you start help her to pay that bill also, so that you can live in that space as a man, and you can be king of that castle. Anyway, once you have taken charge of both the rent and the lease. Oh, another thing regarding the lease also. Say, well, it's not a lease she has, but she has her own home. Fully has her own home. That's more complicated, because there now is a case where she owns the home. You need to at least find some way to help out in a lot of ways that would make her not feel. Try to get a house of your own also. Always. Never ever have her fully own the home and fully occupy the house, and you not at least try to get another home somewhere else. Pay a mortgage even though you're living in her house. It is very, very important. Very, very important in the United States. You maybe can take a chance outside of that in Jamaica or some other country like somewhere in Africa. But for the United States in particular, it is very important that you do not live under her roof. Women will always take steps with you that way. How you work on it will decide how much respect you get. And there's another thing, but this is quite minor, but it is significant in some sense. If she has a bed and it's in that room, that you sleep on, say the master bedroom, if you can get her to, if you can change and buy another bed, right? No, you do not have to own the stereo, the fridge, the settee, or any other piece of furniture in that house. Because normally, as you all know, the woman normally has more spending power. And I mean, after you pay most of the bills, she has more disposable income, I should say. And out of that disposable income, she will normally buy the furniture in the house. But don't worry about the furniture. She can buy all the furniture, but if you can own the bed you sleep on, that's fine. If not, it's not much of a big issue. But if you also own the bed, fine. The thing is, once you can say, no matter how rich she is, and you are the one who is the janitor of the building, you are the person who mows the lawns, everybody's lawns, and that's how you make your money, by carrying bricks. No matter what position she holds, you are man in the house as long as you're feeding her, as long as you are ownership, fully own the house or partially own the house or have your name in the lease, and she sleeps in your bed. So once you do that, believe me, it's next to impossible that she will treat you in any way with disrespect. So there you go. So basically, I want you to subscribe to my channel, give us a like, and hit the notification bell so you can receive more of these advice as soon as I give them out, and just view the other advice as they come along. All right. This is the advisor, over and out.